The you've been mayor since 2007.
Yes,
Okay, and your term is up. You're not running for re-election.
that's correct.
You're running for Congress. What's your biggest accomplishment? You talked about lowering the taxes and you made the changes you want to make. Is there one thing other than taxes and spending that stands out for you as an accomplishment in Fairhaven?
There's actually quite a few. I mean, when I was running for mayor, we had a number of, there were a bunch of issues that were out there. One was our cell tower. That was dragging on. It was 6 to 8 years of cell tower controversy. We resolved it. We made a decision. The problem was no one was willing to make a decision. We made a decision. I think our infrastructure, the ability that we've had to improve our infrastructure while at the same time cutting our expenses, I'm very proud of. We have, our borough dock has been completely revamped. Beautiful place on the Navaston River, beautiful dock. Our fields are in better shape. One of the things I ran on, we have 1,000 kids roughly that take part in multiple sports activities in Fairhaven. Our fields were a disaster. They're just overused. I shouldn't say disaster, they were just overused, they were worn out. We've done a better job of taking care of them. We hired a full-time recreation director, which we'd never had before. And the additional programs that he brought in helped pay more than paid for the additional cost of his salary, of the full-time salary. So we've expanded recreational opportunities for senior citizens and children throughout town. It all comes down to making it a better place to live. Fairhaven was just ranked in the top 100 by New Jersey Monthly Magazine for the first time. Top 100 places to live in New Jersey.
Congratulations, that happens on your watch. And you did it by making decisions that people were not willing to make before you got.
I'm not going to say that. I mean, I am proud of the fact that we make decisions. Leadership requires making decisions and living with them.
Okay.
And I'm proud of the fact that we've done that.
Did you ever lead by flipping a coin?
Yes, I did. Which, you know what? Hey, frankly, I thought it was brilliant.
Well, in case you missed it,
Yeah.
the mayor at one point made it. It was you vote in the case of a tie, right?
Here's what happened. Our reorganization meeting, the ceremonial New Year's Day reorganization. The mayor and 6 Republican councilmen, of which only 5 were there. So there were 5 Republicans. It was time to appoint the council president. Council president is an important function in the absence of the mayor, but it's largely a ceremonial position when the mayor's not around. When the mayor's around, we had 5 councilmen there, and 2 different councilmen were nominated and seconded. So then we had to have a vote. I'm like, okay, this is fine. There's 5 councilmen here. It's not going to be a tie. But the one councilman. Now think about it. You had the nominee, the person that nominated him, and the person that seconded him, right? So everyone had made a commitment already. Of the 5, all 5 had committed to one of the 2 candidates. But then one councilman abstained. So it was a 2-2 vote.
Right.
Now listen, we work together in Fairhaven very well. I think we've shown that what we've been able to do as a group. Not everything's unanimous. We have our disagreements, absolutely. Some of them are vehement disagreements. But overall, we work well together. And I'm in a position of having to pick between 2 equally qualified Republican councilmen. And I don't want to jeopardize our relationships because we do work well together. So I said to the 2 gentlemen, I said, call it in the air.
So you flipped it, but they called it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I picked one of them to call heads or tails.
Sounds like it might have been a pretty good solution.
I thought it was brilliant at the time.
During your term, Mayor Fairhaven also considered a smoking ban.
A smoking ban.
A ban on smoking in Fairhaven for drivers smoking while driving their cars.
Oh, yes. We were approached by Prevention First with a model ordinance to ban smoking with a child in the car.
Okay.
And a number of municipalities, I think West Long Branch has adopted one, Keyport or Keensburg. There's 2 or 3 Monmouth towns that have adopted an ordinance prohibiting smoking with a child in the car. There's other states that have an ordinance or a state law that says you can't smoke with a child under the age of 18 or whatever in the car. And, that's my job as mayor. I was approached by an outside source and said, we'd like you to consider this ordinance. We did a workshop meeting, we discussed it at workshop, and it died in workshop.
Well, did you favor it?
No.
How come?
Isn't government in our business enough? I mean, I understand the health principles behind it, and it's obviously the right thing to do if you are a smoker to not smoke in an enclosed environment with your child. But I feel about that type of ordinance the same way I feel about a lot of these feel-good ordinances that people want to pass, which is how much government can we take? Prime example is what's going on in New York State right now. They want to tax sugary sodas. They want a special tax to fight childhood obesity by taxing sugary sodas. I mean, come on. At some point, we have to be responsible for ourselves. At some point, we have to step up and do what's right for ourselves, not let government tell us and get into our cars with us to tell us what we do.
But were they getting in our cars, or were they just getting in the cars of people who were driving with children?
Well, people who are driving with children
So-
was the direction of the ban.
Should government be stepping up to take care of the children and protect
People
them from-
need to protect children, but you have to draw a line somewhere.
Mhm.
I mean, see, here's the problem with anything in the car, whether it's a cell phone or whether it's the seat belts or whether it's smoking. At one point, you're going to not be allowed to lean over and adjust the radio dial. At some point, you're not going to be able to do, to go to a drive-through McDonald's because you'll be distracted while driving by eating your hamburger. I personally didn't favor it.
Okay.